welcome and thank you for joining us at such an early hour. I know we failed to bring coffee, so sorry for that. But you'll be glad you're here. You won't be let down. It's going to be an exciting briefing, so you all have scratch pads, so please take plenty of notes, and we're available for questions afterwards. Okay, so let's start with a little bit of fun stuff to put things in perspective so you just understand the presence and the magnitude of Bombardier in North America. So we have just under 1,600 airplanes flying in the Americas today, and that equates to those people from St. Louis, about 62 gateway arches stacked on top of each other. So trying to put things in a local perspective for you to understand here, and that's, in the last 12 months, those 1,600 airplanes produced over 1 billion miles and generated about 24 million seats. So on a relative basis, we're number one in America.
Yeah.
So let's turn to the next slide and just show you where we're at here. So those are the names of the folks that fly our products around the world. In the Americas. And it's 80 operators and about 1,600 aircraft. And just another little tidbit of information, 25% of all departures in the U.S. are by Bombardier products. 25% of all departures in the U.S. So that's another little bit of facts for you. So great presence in North America. Again, number one. So let's move to the next slide and let's welcome Island Air. This is our newest customer, the Q400. They purchased 2 airplanes and have 4 options, and be getting those airplanes at the end of this year to replace an existing airplane they're flying today. So welcome to Island Air of Hawaii. Okay, so who else are our customers for the Q400 in the Americas, and where do they fly? So you can see we have 162 airplanes flying in North America. You have Horizon, United, Porter, Air Canada, WestJet, and now Island. So 162 airplanes all over the U.S. And Canada flying. So let's just have a look and see why did people choose the Q400? So just another piece of information. So in the last 10 years, there have been over 1,000. Sorry, let's move on. Yes. So out of the last 10 years, over 1,000 routes around the world have been dropped by low-cost carriers. 1,000 routes have been dropped by low-cost carriers, the guys that are the most efficient. And 60 of those are in the U.S. So why did they drop those routes? Airplanes too big and too expensive to fly them, right? Q400 is going to capture those. 60 of those routes are in the U.S. And so that will be a wonderful market for the Q400 to take advantage of it. So why will the 400 be able to take advantage of those routes? Well, it offers up to 14 more passengers than its nearest competitor. But more importantly, it's the bottom right box that is of interest to folks that want to make money. So it has 17% lower seat cost than its nearest competitor. And then you take a look over here on the right-hand side. That's a 170-seat single-aisle jet. It's half the trip cost. So it has the same available seat mile cost, but at half the trip. So your risk is cut in half, and you capture all the marketplace. You can do it profitably. So wonderful story there. Let's move to the next slide then. And so we talked about extra capacity options that we offer. Now, you're moving, we have 4 options here. You have 80 seats at 30 inches, 82, 84, and 86. So a wonderful combination of profit-generating configurations. And have a look at the baggage hold at the back of there. No compromise. So the passenger gets all the benefits that he's used to, and beautiful, wonderful comfort of the Q400. That was capacity, so now let's have a look at yield. And so the Q400 is the only true purpose-built turboprop, large turboprop that offers a true business class. You board from the front, you're welcomed by nice, wonderful large seats, 7 of them, and then you have the economy at the aft end. So United enjoys this configuration. Island has selected this configuration. You can see it around the world there in the middle box. But more importantly, in the lower box, you have what we call a scope optimizer, where you can provide 76 seats, 8 business, and 30 at 35 inches, and 68 at 30 inches of pitch. So it's a wonderful aircraft, and as I mentioned, it's super efficient. A great way to take all that money to the bank for operators. So we have 3 times the flexibility. You can have extra capacity, You can have the cargo combi in the lower left-hand side, or you can choose to operate it in high-yield environments and capture those markets. When you get these business class passengers coming off the larger, jets from around the world, large aircraft jets coming into airports where the Q400 can pick up the first class passengers and put them into very comfortable seating up front, like United does. Okay, so then now let's talk a little bit about the technologies up front, what makes the aircraft work up front. So we have now just introduced RNP, Required Navigation Procedure 0.3. WestJet flies that today, and then on the lower right-hand side, you see Horizon, Alaska, fly, the FAA have approved it at RNP 0.1. So those kinds of efficiencies other manufacturers are just trying to look into today to achieve, and we offer that today. Also, you have ADS-B out, which is auto-dependent surveillance, which is a transponder option that's available for the Q400 that will be required as mandatory in the U.S. not too distant future. Okay, so let's take a look at the CRJ. So we have sold over 1,800 of these airplanes around the world. 1,800. It's the world's most. It's the 5th most successful aircraft in aviation, commercial aviation history in terms of units sold. 5th most successful. So over 1,800 aircraft have sold. So you got Boeing, Airbus, McDonnell Douglas. You got Boeing the 727 at over 1,800. Then you got the CRJ. That's in the history of commercial aviation. The 5th most successful aircraft flying today. Okay, so why is it successful? Well, we're growing our customer base. Airlines like the airplane, Delta, American. We're committed to support, and we're committed to enhancing and investing into the platform. This is what makes it attractive to operators and continue to come back and buy more. As you continually enhance the product and platform to make it more efficient. And you'll notice the theme of today's presentation is that efficiency and translating into the customer's bottom line. So here's a bunch of happy customers. This is Delta's first delivery. So you can see they're very proud Delta employees and also Bombardier employees. So let's have a look at the inside interior of the CRJ and what makes it so popular. So that's the Delta interior. You can see it has 3 classes. It has business, economy, comfort, and then it has economy at the back. So 1, 2, 3. You also have full in-seat power. You have the 3 class, and you have Wi-Fi. So you have go-go connectivity in the CRJ 900. So you know all those things you want to do, answer your emails, talk to your family on your phone, or whatever you want to do, is available in the CRJ 900. We're one of the earliest out there with that. So again, enhancing the product for the customer. So now this is a spectacular slide. So we talked about the customer and benefits for the customer. Now let's talk about benefits for the operator. So with the American Eagle, now Envoy, first airplanes we deliver, coming up in June, they will enjoy a benefit in fuel burn enhancement of about 5.5% from first generation CRJ 900s. So everybody's looking at that slide and say, wow, what does that mean? Well, for each percent you save the customer, it's between $50,000 and $75,000 a year per aircraft. So you do the math, and it's $300,000 to $400,000 a year per aircraft in fuel burn savings. Multiply that 10 years, that's $4 million. Multiply that 30, 40, or 50 airplanes. $100, $200 million of savings a year. First quarter just came out, look at the bottom lines. This all goes to the bottom line. We're not changing the airplane, just helping the cost. Right? Okay, next slide. We're going to go to a video now. We're going to show you a little video with J.F. Tessier, our director of the CRJ program. So listen up, please.
We are delighted that the Bombardier CRJ 900 next-gen aircraft was selected for American Airlines for its current and future fleet requirements. The CRJ is the most successful regional jet family. One CRJ takes off every 10 seconds. We've sold more than 1,800 aircraft in 50 countries. Bombardier is doing a lot of product enhancement on the CRJ family of aircraft, resulting in operational flexibility along with additional operating cost savings, up to 5.5% fuel burn reduction. The dispatch reliability is at 99.6%, and the new conic nozzle is retrofittable. American CRJ900 aircraft features a very spacious 3-class cabin with 12 first-class seats, 36 main cabin extra, and 28 main cabin seats. The cabin seats offer up to 2 inches of additional legroom, making the CRJ900 Next Gen the most versatile and flexible aircraft on the market. We also have large overhead luggage bins, new LED lights, and large windows. Our team worked closely with American to capture the needs and came up with a configuration that will improve passengers' flying experience. The CRJ900 Next Gen aircraft constantly move the regional jet benchmark forward.
Okay, and so we talked about fuel burn and low-cost environment. Now let's take a look at the revenue side. So the CRJ 900 in American's configuration offers 16 more cabin extra seats. That's the ones just behind business class and ahead of economy. 16 more seats. Each of those seats are sold at a premium to economy. This is relative to their other option. That generates just under $1 million per aircraft, an additional revenue opportunity for American to capture, as well as the fuel burn benefits. So you take fuel burn and extra revenue, it's a home run. And it just adds more profit to the airline. 2 extra inches of legroom for those passengers in mid-economy. Okay, so here we go. Just to wrap it up, we have the CRJ 700 as the route opener, most efficient, lowest cost per seat. Efficient growth in the 900 for expanding those routes, and then you have the profit machine in the CRJ 1000. So you have a full family of CRJ products. Okay, so now let's move to the C Series, which of course is very, very exciting for us. We have 4 flight test vehicles now in flight test, so we will have 5 in the CS100 and 2 for the CS300 program. So we have 447, up to 447 commitments, 18 customers, and lessees worldwide. So we're very excited with the program, and as was mentioned earlier by Mark, Rob Doer will be with us via video and give you an absolute update that was just filmed yesterday. So the latest and greatest. So true to our first, we launched this airplane in 2008. We come onto the marketplace with a big splash, saying we're going to produce low fuel burn, operating cost benefits, you're going to see all new savings, all this stuff. So now we have 4 vehicles flying, flight test vehicles. We can confirm that we are on message and on target in terms of, I didn't say that. Okay, so yeah, so we have all these cost benefits and savings that are coming true, and we're seeing the benefits in our flight test information that's receiving back today, right? So Rob will give you more on that. But of particular note, at the bottom left, I mean, the airplane is 12,000 pounds lighter than its nearest competitor. 12,000 pounds lighter. Weight translates into fuel burn. For every 1,800 pounds of weight on an aircraft, that's about 1% fuel burn. So that's very, very key in terms of meeting our objectives of fuel burn and operating cost benefits. It offers $7.5 to $12 million per aircraft to the operator in terms of, if you choose another airplane type, you can do that. But if you choose this airplane type, you enjoy a benefit of $7 to $12 million in revenue. Operating cost benefits. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Yeah. So it's a video from Rob. So yeah, let him. He explains a lot better than I do. He's our VP GM for C Series in Mirabel. So he is the expert on the airplane.
Good morning. I'm Rob Doer, reporting live here from Mirabel. I want to give you an update on the progress on the flight test program for the C Series. We've made really steady progress, and we have a lot of exciting results to share with you. It has been challenging. We had a tough winter, as you know, and now we're in the spring. We have made good progress, but the weather has also been challenging even throughout the spring season. Starting with FDB1, we've now completed the stall testing, which is a very critical test for us. We're happy to report that all the results are in line in all configurations. And usually this is a very challenging test to get through. And the significance of this test is that it actually predicts and gives us the results for the takeoff and landing performance. So great news on that side. So we've now gone to the full altitude, 41,000 feet. And we've gone into the full speed, which is Mach 0.82, 870 kilometers per hour. Chuck Ellis, the chief, saying that he was really, really comfortable, even at the edge of the envelope, and said that Bombardier really has gone out of the ballpark with this aircraft. The other important tests we've done with FDB1, we've actually installed a KU band antenna on the top of the fuselage. What the KU band does for us, it allows our customers to be able to have live streaming of TV, telephones, and of course internet, which is really the standard that everyone expects in a modern aircraft, and we're integrating it into the original design of the C-Series. On the second flight test vehicle, FDB2, we flew it down to Florida early in April to do the hot and cold weather testing. So we're testing a C-Series to be able to handle these extreme conditions, but are becoming more and more day-to-day life in these extreme conditions.